We're continuing on in Chapter 9, SOLIDWORKS 2015, Basic Tools. We're going to be experimenting with multi-bodied parts, similar to assemblies, but this is a single part file with multiple objects in it. I've noticed that there's some errors in the, or at least I think there are some errors in the files that were given to us for this, so I'm going to show you what we need to do to correct that file and then get going with this lesson. So when we go to File, we're going to open up the multi-body part. You'll notice that the file that was given to us, we're going to say no to this, file that was given to us already has the bolt and connecting rod in it, and that's supposed to be part of this lesson. So I'm going to start by deleting these bolts. And we're also going to delete the connecting rod. So now this is the file that's shown in the book that we're supposed to be starting with. So I'm going to just do a save as multi-parting part start file. Okay, so this is where we're supposed to be beginning. I'm also going to go to my settings and make sure that my document properties is ANSI and my units are inches. Next, we're going to try to follow along with the instructions on page 932, where we're going to go to Insert and Exploded View. The object we want to select is this, and when you select an object, it creates this triad. We're going to grab this green handle, and it allows us to move that object away from its assembled position. And the author says he wants that to be 10 inches, so we're going to hit Apply. Oops. Make sure I still have that selected. I had the wrong arrow highlighted, so let me make sure the green arrow is highlighted, and now hit Apply. I believe that moved it 10 inches from its original location. Let's see if I can go back 2 steps here. Here we go. So let's try that right from the beginning. Hit Apply. That looks better. Next step is to create a bounding box around this feature, and we're supposed to remove one of them so it stays in position. I'm going to delete that from the selection, grab the red triad, did not like that. I'm going to clear this selection and try doing these one at a time. So I'm going to select this part, and let's see if we can move that out. Not going. Okay, I accidentally exited out of my exploded view command. If we go up here to Configurations Manager and we select Exploded View 2, I can go ahead and edit this feature, or first I can double click on this and then get myself back to where I started. And now if I want to start pulling these parts out, I can edit this feature and oops, let me try that again. I believe we want to hit here, edit feature. Okay. Now, if we select these lower pieces, we're going to get a similar triad. We can drag these out. Trying to recreate something similar to the book. Now, interestingly, when I select the bearing, it's several different components. I have the inner race, the outer race in each of the ball bearings. So I'm going to go around and select them all individually. Notice they're all becoming part of this selected set now. And hopefully when I get to the end, oops, I lost my triad. There it is. Now we can pull them out as one item. So that looks similar to what's shown on page 932. Before we bring in our connecting rod and other parts, we need to collapse this view. By collapsing the view, when we go to insert, the part option becomes available. We're going to bring in this connecting rod and make sure that we have planes, solid bodies, and locate part selected. I'm going to place it right here to start. That should launch our property manager, where we're going to be able to add some constraints or mates to this part. In the book, the first item we're going to do is add a concentric mate between this face, or this cylinder rather, and here. And we can hit add. Next, we want to add a coincident mate between the face here, this face. So we're going to select this face and this face, and the coincident mate was by default. We're going to go ahead and hit add. Okay. Okay, we're going to go under views and turn off the planes. We're going to add an additional plane to the features tab. We're going to go to our reference geometry and add a plane. Select the outermost left and right faces of the main housing. So this face and this face, and then we're going to select the option of a midplane and hit OK. Just going to grab the corner of that so it's a little easier to see. Now we have a plane directly in the middle of our part. We can use that for our next step, which is to mirror. So under the Features tab, we're going to go to the Mirror command and select this new plane. It's already selected for us because I had it highlighted. And now we need to select the features to mirror. And first item we're going to select here is this connecting rod and put one on the other side. We're now going to go in and, oops, didn't like that. Not quite sure what the issue was with the mirror command. I'm going to see if we can do a workaround by inserting that part again, second time, and see if we can add some constraints. Now, I forgot to activate my constraints, so I'm just going to go in here and edit that and hit my constraints button. And let's see if we can mate this face to this face using a coincident, but I want to flip that guy around. And then I'm going to hit add, and then we need a constraint between these that is concentric, and we have, I don't know what other errors might come up along the way, but that looks like the correct part. I'm going to go to our configuration manager and we're going to edit that. edit our exploded view. So I'm going to double click on this. Should bring me to here, and we want to edit this feature and move these guys out. So I'm going to grab this, pull it out, grab this guy, move it out the other side, and hit OK. So we've made some edits to that. We're going to move on and collapse this. This is necessary to pull in the remaining features, and we're going to pull in now the bolt, place one over here, and we're going to add some constraints for this guy. So let's launch our constraints. Start with a concentric, hit add, and let's see. So we need to select these faces. And we're going to add a coincident mate. Looks correct. We need to insert another copy of this. So I'm going to hit OK and go to Insert. Second copy of that bolt. I'm going to start with the coincident mate. I do want to flip that part and then add, oops, then we want to add our concentric. Notice that it has a smart mate option and figured that out for us. So we're happy with that. We're now going to go back in once again and activate this exploded view, and now we need to edit it once again because our bolts are inside here. So we're going to right click and edit that feature. Start with this bolt and just pull this out, and okay, that looks similar to what we have on page 945. We're going to go ahead and save this. Save it as my last name this time. And I'm going to get rid of the start file and call it just its correct name.